Okay, I'm live. So, today what I want to talk about is how I got asked to leave work early today. And it was not like just like I'm like, oh, just today you can take off. We don't need you for an extra hour. It was like, oh, well, if she's being difficult, then just tell her to go home. And that's basically what happened. So, what happened was, so I told you guys that I work at the cash register, right? And I've been having a difficult time at this cash register because I've worked at the cash register before, but during this holiday season, it's like I said, the line is extremely long all day for 8 hours straight. Okay, I've already explained that in the prior video. So today, I was getting harassed by some customers and I was just done with it. And I was also getting harassed by some other people. And so I said, I can't do it. I can't work at the cash register today. So they told me, okay, go to the fitting room. So I go to the fitting room. So now there's this girl that works there. She's a manager. And we have an open policy where like you can talk about things that are going on. So it's not like I'm coming on here and like it's supposed to be like a big secret. So you're supposed to be able to talk about your problem. So I'm doing it. I'm just doing it on social media. So it's this particular lady. She's a Caucasian lady, and she came from somewhere else, and she's the MOD, the manager on duty at the cash register. A lot of times, and so one thing I noticed when they do their observations, they stand behind you with a little thing, and then they do a rundown and make sure that you're saying everything at the register that you're supposed to be saying. So I've been told that I'm one of the best. That's why I can't work on the sales floor. They need me at the cash register. The thing is, this particular lady, and it's not just her, it's other managers too. Um, when they do their observations, they only come to me. They only come to me. They don't come to anybody else. I have the chat open, but I don't think anybody's going to be on here, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it open anyway. So they only come to me. So after they ring the register and the receipt, they print the receipt out, and then they ask you to sign. So they kept asking me over and over and over and over again, and I was getting exhausted by it. So I would just barely even do a signature because I was getting like so exhausted, and I was like feeling some, tension because I'm like, why are you not asking anybody else, or why are you not doing observations evenly toward anybody else? Like if you did me today, do another person, and then do the next person, do different people. When you have your receipts to show that you did your observation, it should be a variety of people. But instead, it has my name at the top because they keep doing me. I'm pretty sure I have the most of them. And other cashiers agree that they are asking me the most. And then not only that, another manager will come and the same day and do another one on me. On me. Now they say that I'm the best one up there. I don't know how they feel now. And that's why I'm up there. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to continue to be the best one and not in a good way because you're only observing me. You're supposed to be fair and observing everybody. If other people aren't doing as good as me, then that means that you need to be standing behind them, doing the observation on them, and telling them and reminding them of what they're supposed to say. So it's either lazy or I don't want to say targeting for everyone, but I want to say lazy. Some might be targeting because it's like, oh, I did it on this person and they did it perfect. And so I don't have to worry about that. No, you have to go down to each person and say that you did it on that. And they should be able to see I don't know who you're giving the receipts to, but they should be able to see that it's a different person every time. Even whoever's monitoring that should see, like, hey man, you're really only doing this same cashier so many times. Based on the schedule, you have several cashiers, and the only cashier that you're observing and making sure that they're doing everything they're right is this cashier. And you're saying that they're the best one up there. Why are you only doing observations on them? So today when I did the fitting room, the Caucasian lady, she's usually only behind the register. She's the front end supervisor. She scopes for me on the sales floor anytime I get from behind the cashier and they tell me to do something else. And she doesn't know about it. But she knows somebody else told me something. So she's like, oh, like she'll be like looking, trying to find me. And I'm like, but why is she always trying to find me so hardly? I just feel like she's very zoomed into me. And so I'm doing the go backs, putting clothes back, and she's like, "Oh, I want to do an observation on you." I'm like, the line was longer than it's ever been, and I'm like, "You want to do an observation on me?" You know, I voice myself because of so much that I've been through. I'm like, the line is like really long right now, and the fitting room doesn't have that many people. You want to do an observation on me right now? I'm like, okay, well, what's the observation on the fitting room? And she was like, well, we can go to the back and talk about it. I'm like, well, I'm doing the go backs right now. Can you do the observation now and just do an observation on me doing the go backs? And she was like, we can go back to the fitting room and talk about it. And at this point, I'm already upset because, like I said, she continuously does observations on me, and I'm supposed to be the best one. And I went and I asked some of the people that do the fitting room. They said they've never had no observation done on them. And, also, so I voiced this to her. I said, why are you always following me? And why are you always doing the observation on me? I could literally go to the restroom and she'll leave the counter and like, she won't be at the counter anymore. It's like, I'm what makes it interesting for her to be up there. She'll like follow me. If I go and talk to somebody about how I feel, she'll go follow me. She'll get from behind the register. But when it's me at the register, she'll be like standing, monitoring me the whole time by the register. Like she'll literally just have the thing in her hand and just like stand there and watch me and be like watching me the whole time. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to the restroom or I'm gonna go do something when it's just like too much. It's too much because it's like there are five other people here when there's five other people, there are three. There's other people you can stand by and monitor. And this is what she was doing to me. And so, and there's receipts to prove it because my name's on it. You know what I'm saying? With her doing her observations. And so she went and she's like, do you want me to go talk to the store manager about it? And I was like, sure, because I want to talk about it. And she was like, okay. So she goes in there and talks to the store manager, whatever she says. And then she comes back and says, oh, yeah, you can leave for the day. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. I'll leave. And then I'm like, I go and ask the store manager, I'm like, so I'm leaving? And she's like, okay, see you later. And then I'm like, no, why am I leaving though? And she's like, oh, well, because, so and so was saying that you were being kind of difficult. And I just basically told her, if you're being difficult, then just go ahead and let you go home. And I'm like, well, I was doing my go backs. And she was like, oh, did you tell anybody? I'm like, no, I was in the fitting room by myself and I was taking the clothes back that, she didn't tell me anything. Like, it's like they become like quality oriented when it comes to me. And they start like doing the right things and the perfect things when it comes to me. But with everybody else, it's like they don't follow none of them rules. So I'm like, why y'all only do it with me? And then it's like I have to take the hit and the sacrifice. I'm just watching what everybody else is doing. And so I'm like, okay. I explained to the store manager that, and she was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, just let somebody know because sometimes people can go in there, and I understand that. If she would have came to me and said, Q, I want to do an observation. Are you doing go backs right now? Um, yeah, is the fitting room secured right now? I'm gonna show you a couple tips. Let's go back there, and I'm gonna show you how we do the fitting room. Like, just make sure all the doors closed. If you have to leave to do your go backs, make sure you call us on the monitor or walkie and say, hey, I'm doing go backs. But I've never heard nobody else do that. They always put a monitor by me, a walkie, so I can hear everything. I've never heard anybody say, "Oh, I'm doing go backs. Can somebody come back here and watch the fitting room?" Now she could have even said, "Just make sure all the fitting rooms are locked because we don't always have somebody that can do go backs. Go backs and another person away." She didn't do that. She was like, "Cute, I want to do an observation on you." I'm like, what? I never seen you do an observation on nobody else. It was like she just wants to be by me all the time doing an observation on me when she's done 100 of them. And she doesn't do them on anybody else. How can you be the best one and people just want to do observations on you all day? Are you trying to find something that I don't get it. I don't feel like it's good intentions. Like I don't really know what it is, but I was already upset by how they were doing it before, just doing observations on me. I voiced this twice to all of them, like, hey, it's 3, 4, 5 different managers, and y'all all do the observation on me. There's new people, there's people who've been in here, a little bit less, a little bit more time, and you don't do observations on them. There's new people too. You don't do observations on any of them. Okay? So this is what got me, told to like go home. And so I was like, you know what? I got my car. Like, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna go back in and talk to the store manager, tell her why I'm upset and why this whole thing escalated. It's because I told the lady what was upsetting me. And I told her verbally, I said, why are you always just doing observations on me? Why are you always following me? I asked her that. And then I didn't want to go do an observation. I wanted her to answer that question. And I wanted her to explain that to me because she never answers that question. Why is it only me? Why are you following me so much and doing so many observations on me and asking me for my signature? And all the managers do that. They don't ask anybody else. So that's lazy because you're just saying, oh, yeah, she does a good job. I did my observation. And then the other people that aren't doing good, oh, well, Q, you're the best. So we're not going to ask anybody else. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be making sure that everybody is good, meaning you need to do an observation on everybody. And you should see different names throughout the day and throughout the week of a variety of people that you've done observations on, not just Q. And that's the problem that I had. And that's why I spoke to this manager that was a front end supervisor the way that I did. And they never give me a good answer. And so that's why this escalated to Q. You're going to have to go home. But like I said, I sat in my car, went back and explained to the manager, the manager above her, what was going on. And she said, okay, she didn't really know about that and that she would be sure to talk to the manager, the front end store manager, the front end supervisor about that. But it's like this girl, she also does things to like kind of, I feel like pick on me and do little things because they're doing little things. I don't really feel comfortable just talking about everything they're doing, but it's based on what this whole channel is about. And it's like, it's really annoying. So what happens is when I'm at the cash register, my chest automatically starts hurting. So I don't want to be at the cash register no more. And it's almost feel like people paying customers to come in there and do little things targeted toward me. Even if the fitting room, they'll have customers come sit and then do things. Why are you sitting down, man? Do you need to try on clothes or not? There's seats in the very front too. It's like I can't do anything without these people targeting me. Like, who's paying so many people to target me? Like, but it's happening. Like, I hear them, I see them. Like, they're doing the same shit over and over again. And it's like annoying. I feel like they're trying to make it seem like I'm a bad person by like me like saying something. Oh man, why are you doing that? Like I know what you're doing. And people just wanna people on the outside who don't understand, like, oh, she's crazy or oh, she's like she be going off on people. I don't even know what she be talking about. That's really what they're trying to do. They're trying to do that. They're getting paid, in my opinion, to do that. To make me look a certain way because I'm reacting. And it's no such thing as you can't react because it hurts to not react. It hurts to not defend yourself. It hurts because I've tried it before many a times and it's just not appropriate. And not only that, the word of God says to expose the devil and to expose what the devil is doing. I've held back from some exposing of people at work and everything they're doing for the sake of my paycheck. So That's what it is. And it's not right. It's very dark, witchcrafty things. And I just am appalled how it's happening at, this place and then this place. It's very strange. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's making me feel like I'm not gonna be working at a place for very long until I find a job home for me, a job or a career that accepts me and treats me well. And so I'm gonna be like job hopping more than I want if I actually do the right thing and get out of toxic situations. Now, God has told me how to handle that situation when I'm interviewing and talking to people. It has just come to my understanding what I should do and what I should say. At first, I was feeling trapped, like, oh, I'm not staying at a job long enough. People are going to say your work history, as far as like you being at a job for a long time, you were only here for a year and then you left. The other one, you were only here for a year and left. But now I know how to explain that, and I know how to use that to actual my advantage. So that's really not a big deal to me anymore. And I I I also felt like me being honest about the situations that I was in, was jeopardizing me. But everybody knows that these jobs, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. So I'm not really stressed about that as much. I'm more stressed about trying to hang in there and stay in the toxic type situations while I'm trying to get my money and transition to whatever else. And these people are really going hard on me every day with the uncomfortable situation that I've been being put in repeatedly. And it's like, being forced to talk about what they're doing, like, what's going on. I feel like, you know, most of the people that need to know kind of know. So what is there to talk about? That's how I feel. The only people that might not know are the ones who are not really involved and don't even have the power to really do much about it. So, I mean, to me, that's how it kind of feels. Now, I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying all of them, but yeah. So, explaining that you're being gang stalked at work and that, hey, you're doing this to me. I see what you're doing, and I see what this person's doing. You know, it's just kind of weird, man. And I feel like the best thing is just to remove myself from the situation and stop explaining, because I noticed also when I explain that shit hurt my chest too, man. It's like, if people are toxic, fuck it, you gotta get out of it. And I'm really just trying to explain how to explain to unemployment that I'm being gang stalked by people. Like, I feel like that's the most interesting thing at this point is how do I get my money for being gang stalked at work? You know what I'm saying? And people acting like, oh, nothing's happening. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's happening. And I bet you it's almost enough proof to show that something suspicious is actually going on. But, it's also in a way where it can be like, oh, no, like it's just random. Like, nah, it ain't random. Like today I had a customer and the customer was like, they came to the thing with a Calvin Klein jacket. It was like a Hispanic lady with a Hispanic guy. He looked a little bit younger than her, and but there was a couple, and she was like, "Oh, this jacket was on the 9.99 rack." I'm like, "We have a 9.99 rack? I don't even think we have one." And she said, "Yeah, okay. Well, it's Calvin Klein. It was $24.99." And she said she was trying to get it for 9.99. And I was like, "Ma'am, it's 24.99." And then she was like, had one other item. I rang it up. I'm like, do you want this item? And I rang it up because I'm kind of losing my patience with a lot of these customers at this point. And because I've been very nice for a long time. And so she was like, oh, let me think about it. This lady took like 5 minutes to think about it. So in between her thinking about it, I started putting up hangers and doing other little stuff that I needed to do in the front end because that's how long it took her to think about a jacket that she wanted for 9.99, but it was 24.99. And so he put the jacket on. I said, when I first saw it, I said it's an extra large and it's 24.99 because extra large usually costs more. It was an extra, extra large. They usually cost more also. And she was like, yeah. And so she took her time. He put the jacket on. And in between them trying it on and him putting it on, these people were kissing and shit in front of me. So I'm like, how is it that you're so concerned about this jacket, but you're kissing and making out in front of me at the cash register with the guy that you're here with asking about the jacket? They were like kissing in between talking. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not buying this. I feel like this is some type of harassment. And I'm not explaining everything, but I trust me, it was some stuff around it, some some witchcraft type stuff around it that I know more detail about, but not explaining everything. And so she was just like, "Oh, I just wanted to see if we were just checking on the size to see if it would fit, if it was perfect, if it was good enough, trying to see if the size would work out." It's like we like it, but we're just trying to see if the size would be a problem. I'm like, you came up here to argue about something you wanted the price for, and you didn't try it on, and you didn't look at the size, and you didn't know. So it's like you're doing all this size play, shit talk, and kissing and shit. I feel like you're on some coverted sexual harassment type shit, to be honest, because I knew today, based on what we had going on, that it could be possibly some harassment, and they did harass me based off of that specific thing. They even brought people with the same name that are related to that same thing and was saying that person's name. And yeah, so I know what I'm talking about. And I'm just like, man, that's some weird shit. And right after that, the customer that came with the name thing, the next customer, she was like saying her son's name all out loud, and that name was related to a situation I know these people talking about. I'm not fucking stupid. And I'm like, okay, so what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like these people are looking at people's dicks in private or something, looking at bitches' coochies and boobs in their fucking bathroom mirrors and shit. And like let's say you got a mole on your boob or some shit. Not a mole, fuck that shit. Let's say you got a birthmark on your boob, and a lady will come up there with a bra and be like, "Oh yeah, I want to try on this bra. I have so many marks on me. I just think that this would really camouflage with my skin well." But you're a bitch with a big mark on your shit. And it's funny that all of a sudden she just mentioned that. Like that type shit. That's what these hoes be on. And so I'd be like, I don't want I said, I don't, these customers don't know how to treat me. These customers that these last two jobs that I've had have been very rude. Like they getting paid to treat me like shit and do like black magic and like spit shit out and some associates too. So I'm just like, man, fuck that shit, man. Even talking about him is hurting. So I'm like, it's toxic. I feel like God just telling me like, don't even be around toxic people. Yeah, you want your money, but you don't need to be around it. Like God saying, you gotta find your people. You can't do this. You can't keep doing this for money just to get paid. It's like money or health. You know what I'm saying? You want to be, and it's bad that they're putting you in this trap, but really you're searching for something better. And when you land on the right shit, it's gonna be a longer period. You're gonna be able to stay at that job and not worry about people treating you like that and doing like these people are going to respect you and be loyal to you and treat you right because they know your value and they're not intimidated by your value and they're not intimidated by who you are. They welcome you as part of the team and they're intelligent enough to know that they need you and that they're not going to try to destroy that shit. But I don't know what people are getting paid to talk shit to me, or if it's just making them feel good, or to target me, or what they're really after. My life, stealing something. They're in a big group conspiracy together, targeting me. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's really suspicious and annoying, and it's been following me lately. So now with the nameplate shit, that whole shit started when I was in college with that teacher V. With that teacher V, and then they got another teacher named Vivi. And then there was a teacher who did me wrong, and her name was Bridget. And then they got a teacher to watch her, and her name was Bridget. The substitute teacher, not the substitute teacher, the teacher that was in there with her to, I guess, like make sure she was doing things right. Her name was Bridget too. So there were two Bridgets a V and a VV. And this is where all this nameplay started coming in. So now it started to make me think that this is branching off from that teacher. It's like this bitch is everywhere and she's following me at jobs and shit and getting people involved. That's just how I feel. At least you still got a job. Yeah, but what the fuck is a job when they're trying to fucking like stress you the fuck out and like to basically to the point where you can't even actually fucking work. If somebody made a fucked up comment about you every 3 seconds or implied some type of covert harassment about some trauma shit that happened to you in your life or telling you your business and you don't fuck with them, that's good to have a job like that. And getting a job online, yeah. I mean, I guess, but then you have to wonder if them motherfuckers gonna try to do something with that too. So I don't really trust none of this shit. The best bet is I guess for the whole world to know your fucking business, so then everybody can see what the fuck people are doing, which is fucking annoying. No one gives them fuel to label you as crazy. Yeah, but they're crazy, so I don't really care about them labeling me crazy because what I'm saying is factual. It doesn't matter. I can replay this shit. There's receipts on some of this shit. Like people can say anybody's crazy nowadays. The person who really wins is the person with concrete receipts and proof. Nobody's gonna make up no shit. Like I don't feel like they have no concrete on me being crazy. And also, in order to be crazy, you would have to prove that at a young age and over again with multiple people. You can't play sports, do good at other jobs, excel, and be crazy. I don't think so. It sounds more likely that what I'm saying is true, that these people are harassing me because I'm good and one of the best ones. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that sounds more realistic. So, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I can feel what these people on. It's just like if I call them out on exactly what they on, yeah, I wouldn't probably have a job for very long, but it's true. I mean, I might get a job. I might get a higher job if I talk to the right people. You never know. Because some people and higher than those people, they don't really play that game. And they make sure that people that are good and helping the business actually stay there. But I'm tired of writing people. I'm tired of doing all that shit. I'm just tired of it. I just want to find something good and get on. But yeah, that's what happened today. And these customers been doing a lot of weird stuff. So I want to know why these customers are getting paid to come in and harass me. They getting paid to come in and harass me. 98% are bots. These are real people though, right? And a lot of them is like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like they hating on me, man. And then they're like getting whoever it is getting people like this person had to study my life. Like because like I said, I talk a lot when I'm by myself. It's something that I ended up doing. And it was like because people don't be listening to you and when you don't socialize with a lot of people, sometimes you'll just start talking. And I also heard that self-talk is not bad. So, you don't always have somebody to talk to, or you don't want to, overwhelm all your friends with all your shit, everything you have to say all the time because it's all so fucking negative. So I talk a lot about what I go through and certain things. And it's like somebody literally has recorded every fucking thing that I've talked about in my alone time with myself. It's like they recorded every fucking thing that I said in the car, in the house, and they took pieces and made scripts and gave it to people and told people, oh, mention this, say this. oh, this particular product. It's like they put all my shit in some book and tore scripts off and handed it to people to tell these people what to say at what time and what to do. And then was like, we're going to pay you as long as you do that. And it's like somebody is getting a thrill off of watching it as well. Like, I want to come see her suffering. Like that, I be feeling like people paying to come see me suffering. Or people are coming to pay to see how I will react. Or like, oh, like I know she's feeling a certain type of way because we just covertly harassed her. Like, let's see how she reacts. Or, and they get pissed off when I don't say shit, but then I can do it for a while. But sometimes in my frequency, it's like I can't, like, it starts to hurt me to keep it all inside. And it's like something tells me you need to fight back and defend yourself now and say some shit because now I'm starting to hurt. So that's what it is. You can't physically, you cannot, you tell me who the fuck, which one of y'all people have let somebody keep throwing stones at your ass and keep punching you and you didn't punch their ass back? Because then I would believe you. Who has let somebody keep harassing them all day throughout the day and didn't say nothing back? And that's healthy? That's supposed to be healthy? Ignoring people treating you bad? That's supposed to be healthy? Ignoring someone abusing you? That's supposed to be healthy? That's not fucking healthy. It's a trap because they're making you choose between defending yourself and making your money. That's a trap. And it's a fucked up one, too. And I think that the vengeance of the Lord is going to get their ass eventually. Because you might have it good right now, but when shit don't work how you want it to work, it's going to be because of you doing that type shit to people. And you letting that type of program and shit go down in your vicinity, if you know what I mean. You cannot be a higher up or anybody in a type of management position and let your associates get abused by anyone. And you can't abuse your associate because what's going to happen is you're going to have a title. You're going to have a good position. I don't know if you're going to get good money or not, but you might get good money. But the other things that you want in life, you're not going to get. It's not going to work out very well. You want a house. You want a boyfriend. You want kids. You want this. You're not going to do very well because something's going to fuck up. Even if you get that shit, something is going to, it's going to be some type of distortion in your shit because you can't treat somebody badly all that time knowing that and then be receiving blessings after blessings after blessing. You're going to get some of that suffering that you put out on those people and all that shit you did to hold them back and to persecute them. You can't be great and oppress people. Even you probably gonna feel some type of way unless you're one of those people who, you got that psychological problem where you don't feel anything. And that's a problem too, because not being able to feel anything at all ain't good either. Being an emotionless person isn't good. That's not extremely attractive. And also you're going to become unbalanced. You're not going to know how to treat people well. So when you want good things to come in your life, you don't even know how to treat it well anymore because you've been treating everybody wrong and you've been playing this game on a couple of people for a long time. You're not even going to know how to be balanced right anymore. So now that you want that love and now that you want that kid and now that you want all these great business deals, man, you're running over everybody. You don't even know how to treat your own damn kids right. Because you've been treating people wrong to get what you want all your life. Nobody wants to be connected to something like that unless they're just as evil. And those type of people go to jail together. You're not going to have no good luck like that. something's going to happen in those situations that you want badly to succeed in. You already have something good, but you're abusing it. So I don't know how you got it. I don't know how people get this and then become. I think, is it just me? When I show up, people start acting weird. I mean, that's crazy. I feel like I'm like a secret employee. Like, I think I would get paid a lot of good money if I was working with somebody behind the scene as a secret employee to come in and see how people treat me as a person who usually excels in pretty much anything they do and tries to talk their way up like they should, and expresses things that are going on around how I'm being treated in that process from the beginning to the end, being able to see what people are doing wrong and the problem. I would get paid a lot of money if I actually got a job that paid me to do that, because I'm really good at that at this point, especially being a targeted individual. You can make a lot of fucking money going into jobs and seeing who's going to be exposed as a good person and a bad person, and who to keep and who not to keep, and whatever else your gift and talent is. But that's like becoming something. And another thing about the online job stuff, when I was going to school, that teacher V, she was saying that what I was saying, cybersecurity is going to start going up. And the reason why certain people know the market like that is because they're the ones being targeted, or they're the ones targeting. So cybersecurity is going to go up because somebody been hacking your shit. And now they're the person targeting is saying the same thing. Oh yeah, cybersecurity is gonna go up because we're hacking a lot of motherfuckers and doing a bunch of shit, and they're gonna need people to help them out. That's how some of these people are predicting shit, because they're either the victim or the targeter, and they're getting so many people involved. I don't really understand no target watch list, but well, I don't know. I feel like if somebody's watching to help you, then why would it be taking so long? Oh, another thing. At one of the jobs that I worked at, that was kind of like the same model as the job that I'm working at now. Um, the manager got fired because they were two or three of the managers got fired because they got caught stealing money from the employees. And I happened to work at that job. And I think I was one of the ones they was trying to steal money from. I'm not sure, but I think that they was, because when I walked in, one of the black girls told me, I said, "Oh, the manager," because she kept telling me to call in for my schedule. So I showed up one day like, "When do I work?" And the girl was like, "Oh, she got fired, girl. She got fired for stealing from employees." I'm like, hmm. I'm like, "Oh, that's weird." I said, "I hope she wasn't stealing from me." And I had worked for them for like 2 weeks and hadn't gotten a check yet. They owed me like not that much money, but they owed me like $500. And I had to go through the district manager and everybody. The manager who took over after they got fired, she kept making me wait. She was like, "Oh, I'm trying to call the district manager. It's not getting through." Like, she was giving me a hard time. I'm like, "How you the manager there and you can't help me get my money?" Like, she made me wait over the course of 2 weeks because I believed that her as a manager taking over the store now, and she seemed like she had experience, would handle it. So I'm like, "Ma'am, it's been like 2 weeks and you haven't been able to talk to the manager and getting the person over you, but they have you taking over the store. You haven't been able to talk to them to get my money, or she hasn't given you a message or anything." I said, "Ma'am, can you give me the number to that lady that you're calling?" And she's like, "Sure." So she gave me the number to the lady. I think I called maybe twice. I got a hold of her. I left a message, and then she called me back and she said, "Oh yeah, I got your message," or whatever. And she's like, "We're working on it right now. It should be the check should be on its way right now to you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you, ma'am." So how did she not be able to talk to the lady and don't know nothing about the progress of the situation? But then I call, the lady answers, and she's telling me the check's gonna be on the way. The other lady didn't tell me nothing like that. She just said I'm trying to get a hold of her. Why am I gotta call the district managers and talk to everybody? I feel like that's making my job harder. But that happened. So this is the type of stuff that been happening to me. Then I'm not even gonna go into that. So that's what's been happening at work, man. These people do not want to see me work. It's like, I think it's this. It's either they don't want to see me work, they want to see me broke, and then they want to do something to try to destroy me or just, celebrate me, my money going down and blah, 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 blah. Or they're pushing me to get in the industry or level that I should be on. I don't think they're pushing me to try to get to where I need to be because, like I said, when I applied for a better position, these people, somebody was hanging up the phone on me, making sure the phone was hanging up. And also, when I talk about this, I'm risking myself because every time I talk to y'all about something that happens to me at work, I've been getting like really bad nightmares. Like, I'll go to sleep and like yesterday, it was so fucking weird. Like, I was asleep, but I could hear stuff in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could hear dishes moving, I could hear shit moving, and nobody was here to, like, nobody was moving nothing. Like, nobody was here to do that shit. Like, say the other person is in the room sleeping. There's nobody here in the kitchen to be doing that. And then it was like something, man, I literally felt something jump where I was at and moving some, like, I'm like, man, what the fuck just jumped where I was at? Like, I'm like, man, what the fuck type witchcraft or what the fuck going on here? And then I seen a vision of a lady. She looked like the girl next door, and it looked like the in the nightmare or whatever the fuck it was, like she was trying to break in the house, but she was in the house. And then it was like somebody was over to this side, but I couldn't see who that was. I think it was like her boyfriend or somebody she was talking to. Like got many visions of people trying to break in the house and like they're in the house. But when I wake up, you know what I'm saying, nobody's there. Nobody's in the house. And I'm even gotten to the point where I'm feeling shit. Like it felt like a dog had or something had jumped up where I was sleeping. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, so I'm trying to wake up. Like I hear shit, and I'm trying to wake up out of the shit. And it wasn't actually easy for me to wake up. And I was just like, man, what the fuck going on, man? These motherfuckers doing witchcraft on me and shit. And it's it's not good. It's bad. And also when they overwhelm me like this, like I get really tired fast. Like even when I start crying and shit, I get very exhausted. Um it feels like 5 hours has been taken away from me anytime I cry. I just feel very exhausted. Anytime I actually yell and get really loud and mad, it makes me feel like 5 hours has been taken away from me. I just get really exhausted. So I don't actually like doing this shit. I don't like people taking me through emotional shit. And I feel like it's a way for them to do their witchcraft, try to make you weak and shit, so they can try to, do shit to you so that you don't have your fucking strength and shit. And that's why sometimes I do ignore these bitches. Because I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna cry about it. I'm gonna stay strong. And God is teaching me, it's showing me to get the fuck away from these hoes. Get the fuck away from these toxic ass bitches, man. They not even, man, shit. That toxicity shit on a whole nother level, man. I didn't realize that like that. But now I'm putting these nightmares and shit together with these certain locations I've lived in and remembering what people was doing to me at that location and comparing it to what these motherfuckers gotta be doing to me at this location and seeing the similarities of why I'm having these nightmares the way that I'm having them. And yeah, I'm seeing the shit. And also now it's happening at the workplaces. I'm seeing that similar atmospheres in the workplace are causing certain reactions in my sleeping pattern as well. And so I'm like, nah, bitch, the shit too toxic for me. It's like God giving these signs. I don't like that shit, and I don't like Satan playing with me either. It's like I would rather. I feel like when you in a better environment, your body reacts like to that. You can't have nightmares in a good environment. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Your body can't be under a lot of stress in a place where there's a lot of relaxation and peace. So I'm learning this shit like how toxic motherfuckers is really demonic as fuck to be around. And people making you have to escalate your talk, your frequency, raise your voice, make you cry, go through these emotional shit. These like fucking leeches, like they're very toxic. You can't fuck with them. Like this is why God says, don't stand in the path of Satan, because he walking around saying whom he could devour. You stand in the path of Satan, and he gonna be able to leech on your ass. You stand in the path of Satan, he gonna be able to drain you emotionally. Meaning standing in the path, just being around that motherfucker, giving that motherfucker a time of the day, giving that motherfucker your essence, your presence, where you at physically, being in the same place and around them. That's most importantly. You can't do it, nigga. And I've been trying to be strong. I've been trying to fight shit. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, nah, you actually doing the wrong thing. Like, it's good that you went through the shit and you saw it, but actually, you're not even really supposed to be fighting that shit like that. Sure, there's a time for war and shit, but you need to be in a better place. You know what I'm saying? When people do their military shit, they get on safe camping grounds in a place where they feel relaxed, in a place where they feel comfortable, and then they go out for war. You don't be in a fucking war zone in somebody else's territory where they all demons and fucking with you, and then you trying to fight. Man, that shit crazy. So I've been learning a lot of shit in a lot of fucked up ass ways. And it's very unbelievable. It's unbelievable what I've seen and what I've gone through with this spiritual warfare crap. It's like, and what one thing these people do, I'll tell you, they smart with their demonic shit. Like when they want to do like a spiritual attack on you, what they'll do is like the people next, over here, they will they'll open their windows and like open their blinds and see what they want. They want you to look into their house. They got certain things they do, and you cannot look in their house. Like some forbidden shit. Like they'll try to get your attention. It's something about like if you look into the people's house, they kind of draw you in. It's like they drawing your shit in, your frequency into them to where they could do some shit they want to do. Like, so I have to try to ignore anything I see. Like, I have to pay attention, but at the same time, it's like it's hard sometimes because it's like, well, you gotta ignore their ass and don't look in their house if they have the windows open, the light on. Like, try to avoid looking at their shit. And that's why they try to get your attention so badly, because it's something they doing, man. These people who are more on some advanced witchcraft shit, man. And the reason why I feel like this is true is because I notice every time I do some shit like that, the force, like when I go to sleep, the nightmares is even stronger. They more fucked up. And I noticed that shit. I'm like, man, I don't want to look at that shit, look at them. And I noticed they try to get my attention, like by doing stuff, coming outside when I come outside, doing this while I'm doing this. The other day I was changing the lock and the neighbors on the other side, they came They drove right in while I was changing the lock on that side. When I was changing that lock, he was watching. Totally two different days. They both pulled up at the same time when I was doing changing them damn locks. They're very invested in looking at this house, what I'm doing with this house, what I'm changing in this house. And it's like they so comfortable, man. They bring their dogs in this motherfucker when you're not here and have them shitting on the floor. But I'm changing everything up in this bitch so they can't be getting in here. And it's like try to pay attention to little shit because it's like you may have like something connected and then when you get home it's not connected no more and you be like, man, did somebody do that to try to do a sign or something? Like that's why it's good to keep your house clean as fuck. And sometimes when, I'm really busy moving fast and can't keep up, it kind of gets out of order. And that's the time when they like to really come in and shit, just like fucking roaches. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta like keep everything really fucking neat. Watch how you have everything arranged. My best friend used to teach me that too. And because people be trying to move shit around and you need to be able to see shit. But it sucks that when I express myself that I have to be attacked spiritually. I have to be attacked for voicing my opinion and just expressing what's going on. It's like it's so fucked up because it feels like that expression is helping them do some of their witchcraft. That's how it feels. But me suppressing it is also some form of witchcraft because it's fucking hurting. It's hurting me, like physically even. And that's a trap. And now this is why I understand why Jesus in the Bible said, suffer it not a witch to live. Because basically them dark witches doing shit to people, they shouldn't be fucking with these people. Um, they putting you in traps and they like doing this really wicked shit. And it's like they putting you in traps shit. Like you can't go right or left without feeling some type of pain. And that's not how God works. And a lot of people be like trying to say, you learn the most and you do the best with pain. And it's like I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I believe that pain does create some type of thing that can make things beautiful and great, but I don't think that pain is always necessary to create. You know what I'm saying? I used to kind of think that shit. I used to think that, oh, how am I going to be able to write if I don't have no pain? How am I going to be able to, you know what I'm saying? But now, when you go through a lot of pain, then you realize I don't need pain to do shit, nigga. Fuck that. Like, I, first of all, most of them sad stories is too damn sad, and some of them sad ass songs, all that shit kind of too sad. Eventually, you start changing and shit. It's like, man, I can create good shit that make people get up and want to like laugh, make people get up and want to be happy, make people, feel good about themselves, not just this mundane, sad shit. There's power in happiness. There's power in, positivity and good shit. People want to feel good. People want to feel confident. It's not just sadness and going through shit. Sometimes living a good life and going through good shit is the expression that people need. It's like when you live in a fucked up area, in a fucked up place, or all your clothes are always fucked up. It's seeing that good shit that motivates you. It's not the fucked up shit that draws you in. It was you seeing something more positive and seeing something more better that inspired you. Pain ain't always inspiring people. Pain is for when you want to cry. Pain is for when you want to understand people and everything they go through, but You can't keep trying to live off of fucking pain. You can't keep trying to write your songs and your books and shit off of pain. Sometimes that shit's so painful. Other people got pain too. They don't even want to deal with the shit. They want something happier. And then also, don't nobody need to take you through pain for you to understand shit. You can teach me shit, and I can learn that shit without going through no motherfucking pain. Because I had a teacher, one of my psychology teachers, and he told me that he wanted me to like he was saying some shit like he wanted me not to have it the easy way, not to have things so easily. That's what he told me. I was asking him about something for extra credit because I hadn't it was something I couldn't get to, and I asked him if it was still available and if I could still do it. Now my grade was good in that class. It was like a or some shit like that. Or I think I had like an 89. I don't know what the fuck I had on something, or I don't know. I feel like I got an A in that class. But he was trying to tell me, oh no, I don't want it to be that easy for you. I'm like, look here, little nigga. You don't know what I've been through in life for you to even say some shit like that. I've been through a lot of shit for you to sit up here and say, I don't want it to be easy for you. But yet, this the same nigga who be on the phone in the classroom talking to his daughter, talking to his kids, saying, oh, I'm gonna get a car for you. I'm gonna answer the phone in the middle of class for you. And I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that shit, man. You right here paying for your daughter to get a brand new car, answering the phone in the middle of our class that we paid for, and then you telling me you want to make life harder for me, but you trying to make life easy for your daughter. Fuck you, nigga. Cause ain't nobody handing me over no good ass, nice ass car and mom, dad, that has a decent job and a decent life. Can you answer the phone for me whenever I need you, like even in the middle of work? Everybody ain't getting that shit when they get to a certain age, but clearly they are. So why are you trying to make it hard for me? If you ain't gonna make it hard for your daughter, what the fuck you trying to make it hard for this black bitch for? I'm a female too. I'm just saying that to me that was like some ha ha in your face type shit. And it was like unnecessary because you don't know what the fuck I've been through. I've been through a lot of shit, more than your daughter been through, nigga. No offense, but I know I've been through more than your daughter probably been through. But you sitting up here talking about you want to make it hard for me. It's stupid. You probably competing. You probably competing with your daughter with me and what you giving her and trying to make a nigga suffer. And that's how some people be doing. They want it to go good for their people and to say that they're doing really good, and then sit up here and they want to race, help their kids win the race, and have you fucked up on purpose. So they feel like, oh, that's one less person my kid has to deal with. Y'all are about the same age, so I knocked that one out for them. No, let your kids fight their own damn race. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you shouldn't help like that, but goddamn, you don't gotta be toxic toward another person. But so anyway, that's basically what happened at work. I'm scared every time I tell y'all what the fuck I go through. I was targeted for exposing the mayor's gentrification tactics, but it was by mistake. How the fuck was it by mistake? You was either exposing the shit or not. And they was either targeting you or not. I don't see where the mistake was. You was either telling the truth, expressing your opinion or not, and you got targeted for that, which isn't right. I didn't know his brother owned the apartments. Okay, well, shit. Yeah, some of these people got money, but it doesn't fucking matter. The thing is, if you a real person with real understanding and real feelings, and not a toxic, demonic acting person, you can own an apartment and say to the person, hey man, I don't really agree with your opinions, and you believe in all that shit, but I don't get down like that. Then that person's supposed to say, well, yeah, man, I respect that, but we can agree to disagree. That's your way, that's my way. I shouldn't go targeting you because it's not my way. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit weird. To not let people have the freedom to have a choice is very ungodly, because God is all about letting people have a choice and letting people have, express themselves. As long as it's not evil, you're not killing nobody, hurting nobody like that. Like, no, you just talking. People can't even have a conversation, and that to me is weak. If I can't have a conversation with someone who disagrees with me, I don't allow them to persuade me, and just give them the chance to, whether it will or it won't. To me, that shows a lack of intelligence, and just a lack of the ability to socialize with people. Okay, yeah, but see, also, it's weird for somebody to completely follow you over a fucking opinion and expression. Do you understand how psychotic that sounds? I am mad at you because you said one thing. You said "fuck that nigga" to another nigga, and now I saw it, and now I'm gonna follow you for the rest of your fucking life, or I'm gonna follow you for 10 years and show you that. Man, who the fuck got time for that? That shit not making sense. Who doing that? That's a fucking mental disability. You got a personality flaw, nigga. Gang stalkers got a personality flaw, a big one. And I can't believe it's so many. They mentally ill. They're mentally ill, man. You gotta be mentally ill to be able to gang stalk somebody, to sign up for it, to get money for it. You got to be mentally ill. They're the real mentally ill people. I don't care what nobody says, that's the truth. Nobody follows somebody because of one opinion and expression. You're mentally ill. You gotta be more, yeah, you empty inside. Something ain't, you chasing anything to fill you up. It don't make sense. I'm not finna, I've had people say things to me, you know what I'm saying? I've had people call me like stupid shit, Raggedy Ann, and all type of shit. And I'm just like, first of all, don't call me fucking Raggedy Ann, because that's about a female who died from taking some type of injection. If you don't know, yeah, I researched it. And she got a shot when she was a little kid, and it fucking killed her. And but I don't think that's why they was calling me Raggedy Ann. They was calling me Raggedy Ann because my hair. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna chase that person. You know what? I laughed and I said, damn, you jealous? You did all that to call me out? Like, wow. I'm flattered. You gotta be, yeah, you just gotta be mentally ill. I don't know about empty inside. I don't know what the fuck fills these people up. I just know you gotta be mentally ill to do that shit. Empty is one fucking thing, but mentally ill is another. You can be empty all you want and leave people the fuck alone with your empty ass. You can go around being empty and leaving people the fuck alone because you an empty ass motherfucker. But if what fills you up is treating people bad, then shit, nigga, that's you got a mental illness. And it's like it's getting to the point where I'm starting to enjoy talking shit back to people, because I'm a shit talker anyway. But I don't believe in disrespecting people at work. I believe you should have a personal, you should have, a different way of acting when you're at work, right? But if you're gonna talk shit to me, I'm gonna do it. But I don't like to talk shit for a long time. I don't like to entertain that shit too much because it starts to be too toxic. I'm not into that. Some people, they thrive off of toxicity. And I don't thrive off of toxicity. It's about money and political. Yeah, it's just too much bullshit. It don't matter what it's about. Motherfuckers shouldn't be doing it, but it is interesting to know so people can know what it's about. But money and political shit, like, I don't understand why you a politician and you know what I'm saying, you are worried about just somebody that kind of shows your weakness. If you ask me, you ain't that big if that's what it is. Man, look, these people got mental issues. They get mad, just like, okay, what that girl? She was a millionaire. She became a millionaire because she cut her finger off at work. And this is the last little story I'm gonna give. The girl who's a millionaire because she cut her finger off at work. And one of the girls, why did it say security? And one of the girls mentioned something about her business being a fraud and scam. She was doing like insurance. I'm sorry, helping people repair their credit. She was helping people repair their credit, but some black people were saying, "Oh, it's a scam. It's not right." And she was saying she made her millions based on helping people build their credit. But somebody researched her and said she got that from chopping her finger off at work. So the girl, it's a video on YouTube about it. So the girl called up somebody and said, "Yeah, we need to get rid of her. Oh, it's gonna be easy to get rid of her." And she wanted to get rid of this girl just because she said her program was a scam. What the fuck do I give a fuck, bitch? I'm already a millionaire, is what I would have been thinking. If that bitch want to talk shit about me, go right ahead. These people mentally ill. Something wrong with them. You got your money. If a person says something negative, like that's the definition of egotistical, like being in your ego. Like if anybody says something, but you know what? Especially if it's true. You know what I'm saying? I guess I understand, like, people using your shit, your information, but I don't understand. You're doing people wrong. And just ignore people and expose their ass for being the liar that they fucking are. You should be able to prove. Look. Why would that girl need to kill that girl for making up a lie on her when she could just show receipts of how she's helped people? You could save everybody and make more money. Look, I helped this lady. This was her credit, and this is her credit now. And she's happy. This is this lady's credit, and this is her credit, and she's happy. Why would you need to, try to go kill this lady for having an opinion? Unless you targeted her and only fucked her shit up on purpose, I don't get it. Why would you lose your youth? These motherfuckers think when they get $1 million or some shit that they're fucking Michi the fucking macho or some shit, and like now they can just go around killing everybody. Like, bitch, that's stupid though. Mental illness. Narcissism is a mental illness. I'm pretty sure we probably learned that shit in psychology of normal and abnormal personalities. I'm pretty sure something about a narcissist was in there, and that's probably like yeah, it's some type of it's got to be some type of behavioral fucking disorder. Anyhow, I've been on here long enough. Um, I just wanted to talk about why I got kicked out of work. And of course, my conversations just extend to other things. But that's what happened. I'm being gang stalked at, work and stuff. And also, I'm going to just say something about, I don't really talk about this girl because I really don't care. But the Candy Grand Prairie girl, um, somebody told her like, "Oh, you're getting fired because you were on YouTube talking about gang stalking at work." How the fuck you get fired for talking about gang stalking at work? Like, I don't get it. Like, a person can say what the fuck they want to say if that's what the fuck they're going through. Like, how the fuck you should get an unemployment check for that shit? They fired you for saying something about you being gang stalked, voicing your opinion, how you feel. they can't fire you for no shit like that. I mean, I guess I just feel like that's some weird shit too. Like, oh, you getting fired because somebody said you were on there talking about game stalking. I don't really care for the girl too much, and I don't trust her. But like in my situation, if that was me, I would say I would think that's a bunch of bullshit that somebody's firing me because of that. But they might have fired. I'm not gonna say nothing else about that situation. Anyway, but yeah. So what I have learned from y'all is that ain't no way to ignore that shit. You can't ignore it. You can't keep it inside. You can't let toxicity build up because then people what they're doing, they're putting toxicity in you. Just like when you're raising a kid, right? You give them encouragement, you give them love. This builds them. This helps them with their emotion, their problem solving. That's what you're supposed to do as a parent. You build them. You put good things in their mind. They're and when people do the opposite, something wrong with them. That's just how it is. People aren't supposed to be putting negative things in your heart and in your mind and fucking with your emotions. It's sick. It's disgusting. That would be fucking child abuse. And when you're doing that to someone who's older, it's abuse. It's still abuse. It's abuse. Nothing changes about that. So for the people that are doing that shit to me, you know what I'm saying? I just want you to know I don't accept it. I don't want to be around anybody that's gonna be like that to me, and it's fucking disgusting. If that's who you are, that's disgusting, and I feel really sorry for you for being that poorly behaved. I donated over $2 to her in 1 month. She blocked me when I told her she got to stop walking away from her apartment or appointments. Then blocked me and called me a fake Ti Purple in her next video. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something about Candy Grand Prix though. She gotta stop walking away from her apartments. Why would she walk away from her apartment? What do you mean, like them giving her an offer to an apartment? Oh, she's always asking for hotels instead of apartment. I don't know what type of apartment they giving her, but I don't know what type of apartment she deserves either. I don't really, like I said, I can't talk much about her because I don't really vibe with her like that. She gave up two Section 8 apartments in 1 year. Goddamn. But you know what? She probably is scared of the environment. She probably thinks that, it's probably the hood. But honestly, when you doing hood shit and you gang stalking people, I don't believe that those type of people should be in houses anyway. So maybe there's a reason why she's being moved to do that hotel shit. Like I don't know, but she ain't gonna be able to abuse people like that in the hood. She gotta move around. And hotels allows you to move around and stuff. But yeah, I feel like she wants to live in a really good place, in a really good area. And then honestly, I'm not trying to judge this girl, but I think she's just gonna ruin that shit too. She's gonna start talking about people that honestly, I think she's really actually mentally ill. No offense, but I think she has a mental disability. As far as like she's also kind of stalks people and she mimics a lot of what people do and then says she doesn't. She might even have some people on whatever this program is where they're able to listen to people through their cell phone and watch them through cameras in their houses. She might even be involved with that shit for some type of money, and they might just hire her and fire her whenever. And so, but I don't know, there's something about her I just don't trust. So her walking away from apartments, like I said, my vibe on her is She wants something luxury. She wants something like she wants to be really spoiled and probably not even going to be grateful for it and probably hurt other people around her. So I think that her best situation is actually the hotels. And I think in Section 8, it's going to be dangerous for her. If she picks on them people over there, they might really end up doing something fucked up to her. So I think that she's just moving around because that's what's allowing her to thrive and survive. You know what I'm saying? She can't be one place too long, and she can't be in those type of places because then people probably gonna try to beat her up. Yeah, she does a lot of mimicking. I know that for a fact. And that's why I don't really trust who she is. But also I do think she get targeted also, but I'm not sure if she gets targeted for her mimicking or she just is targeted. But like I said, she's both. That song, yeah, both. Yeah, she both. She targets people and she gets targeted. So and to target people takes a little. You need informants to target somebody, and you need special, devices of how you are able to access people's information. You need informants, and you clearly know what the fuck you're doing when you're doing it. And so that's why I don't trust her. I can't tell you about that girl. I just don't trust her. Something very, very, very strange about that bitch. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but you will be doing something one day. I stopped watching her, and that girl will be doing the same thing tomorrow. And then like repeatedly, repeatedly, I'm like, man, how the fuck is you a TI, but you like are able to see everything else somebody else is doing that says that they're a TI, and you're posting it and you're putting it, you're taunting a motherfucker, but then saying that you're being fucking taunted. Who the fuck? I don't care about what she doing. That girl, I feel like she waiting on her a deal. She waiting on a big deal to do something to somebody. And then that whole thing about her damn near trying to kill that baby. Her sister talking about at the hospital, some boy, blah blah blah. The nurses said they heard her saying something. Like I said, she might be waiting on a big ass deal to take somebody out. I don't know how she would do it, but she probably just a slow torturing type person. So she just gang stalk you and mimic everything on purpose and then pretend she don't know what's going on and shit like that. So yeah. But I feel like somebody was really cool and nice to her. They could talk her into doing some fucked up shit. That's why I don't trust her. She not as strong as she pretend to be. Because when somebody can talk you into doing weak shit and fucking over people and doing bad shit to people, you weak. You really weak. You one of the weakest. But I'm gonna leave that girl alone because I don't need her talking about me. If she do, I really don't care. But she's mentally ill. I can see it, and I know she is. And the reason why I call her mentally ill is because of the severe mimicking that she does of other people, and nobody know how the hell is she able to do all that mimicking if she not watching, being informed, or something, somebody betting her or telling her to do something for some money to another person. Because she got to be doing something. If she getting hotels, okay, maybe, some people are donating stuff to her, but outside of them donations, man, that girl got to be taking some type of bribes or something in order. I think she is taking bribes in order to get these rooms and shit. Because once a targeted individual start watching another targeted individual, but that targeted people too, who she is, then they pay you. They probably pay you. Hey man, she watching you right now. do this and do that, and I'm gonna get you 3 nights or whatever like that. Okay, that's all I gotta do. That's what I feel like. That's what she doing. And then I don't know. They real crazy. She. I know for a fact she up to something because she been mimicking me. She mimicked a lot of things about me, and I don't know who this girl is. So she got to have an informant, and that's pretty much. She follows real TIs on every platform. Yeah, I don't know why she follows real TIs so much either. Like that's kind of weird too. Like I don't know. Like I said, I think her mission started off as following a person, and I know she's up to some shit. And her and some other people she hang out with, they up to some shit. And I can't really figure out these people because I'm not really on that shit. I would really have to sit down and think about it. But it's like why you would be following a real TI is one reason why you would follow a real TI and do what she's doing is so she can perpetrate that that's what she is, like you said, perpetrate that that's what she is. She has to know how to act and what to say and what to look for and all that shit. But really, when she's not getting them informants paying her and telling her what to do, she might just be getting paid but don't really know what's going on. And so she's researching and watching them so she could say she's going through shit and making up shit. And you could tell she be stretching the shit because she be like, look, 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 look. Now, some stuff, it do be some stuff, but other stuff, this would make me really doubt her because she stretched shit that ain't there. And one thing that a person that's targeted don't really want to do is ever stretch shit that's not there. They don't want to make an enemy with somebody that's not an enemy. So to like just be trying to purposely find everybody and talk shit about somebody because they didn't give you $1, and I don't know. I guess she's upset, but some shit I can't explain. I can't remember everything, but she be stretching shit, trying to make it really fit when it don't at times. Like that nigga not targeting you, you actually targeting that person. That's what I'm talking about. And a real targeted person ain't trying to do that shit. Talking about it after it happens. I mean, sometimes you gotta do that. You damn near gotta wear a camera on you and shit to really show this shit, but or kind of explain your whole fucking life in every situation. But to me, what gets me is the shit she do show, and where she's forcing shit that we can all see is not real, and that she's targeting them and abusing them. That's where she really messed up when I'm looking at the proof she's trying to show. Targeted people do not want to make enemies with people that aren't trying to be enemies with them. They're not trying to do it for a fucking video. And she be seeming like she trying to do certain shit for the video, to make a video and shit. And that's not cool. So that's what really stood out to me about her. I have shit on my phone right now that of stuff that I haven't really shown because I be tired and I'm just now getting into the mode of like getting in here and saying how I feel. But honestly, the shit make me tired. It makes me really tired because after I work and then even when I do a video, it's like I'm saying stuff with such a hyped expression and feeling and emotions about what I've been through. Just talking about it, I realize I get really tired quick. It's not like having a bunch of free time and not working at home. So and just being at home. So when I do the videos after work, I get really tired. But I want to put some things out, and also I don't want to jeopardize myself by being really tired, and then also on top of that having those nightmares and being attacked through whatever witchcraft and people trying to do shit. So people hating on me and trying to attack me in the nighttime. And people, say, well, that shit not real. Uh, if you don't believe in Jesus, it's not. But the Bible talk about suffer and not a wish to live. I'm kind of interested in what God was talking about. What type of witchcraft these people be doing? Oh, and for people who don't believe in the witchcraft stuff, I want y'all. There's a thing I've been watching, and it's like called Confession Hub, and it's where like these Africans talk about rituals that I'll try to make a video about it, but I'm gonna just say it now. They talk about rituals where they do stuff where they were sacrificing people to get things and shit. And some of these people are probably targeting people as well and a part of these groups where they practice witchcraft, doing certain shit and rituals, and they're fucking spooky ass shit, man. Check that shit out, man. Confessions Hub. I know I'm talking right now, but you might want to run over it and check that shit out. I don't, the funny way that I came across it is it was kind of like weird because I was thinking about like some confession shit, like people just confessing shit. And like, man, don't confess to me, confess to a preacher, a priest. And I was thinking to myself, them people who receive the confessions, them people at them churches, whatever they do, man, that shit gotta be kind of overwhelming if you're not built for that shit. Imagine people telling you all this horrible shit they did. I guess that's why they don't really see who you are and they just let you talk. Because that shit kind of deep, man. People telling you horrible shit that they did, and you gotta take that shit with you. I couldn't do it, man. That shit, I don't like shit like that. Cause I started feeling responsible for some of that shit, and like feeling like, damn nigga, I gotta figure out how to save a life. Like, what the fuck? Like, what you did, and bring some peace to people, and let them know the truth. I don't like that type of shit. But in this confession hub, check it out. Them Africans be telling you what they be doing for rituals and shit and how they be trying to get rid of people, man. That's real. Check that out. Anyway, so I'm gonna end it right there. And yeah, some of them stories they be confessing about is spooky, but it really taught me a lot. It taught me how these people be thinking and the things they be doing to try to get people out here from different cultures and religions, and how they do stuff to people, and try to get money just from doing this weird, wicked shit. All type of shit, man. All right, well, I'm gonna talk to y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Yeah, check that out, man. Confession of it's crazy. All right, I'll talk to y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Bye.